recording! Okay, I think it's recording. Yes, okay. So, hey, Jelly Toast here, back with more Danganronpa. We're on chapter 6! Let's finish the game! The Ultimate Despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. Can we leave now? Thank you. Rattle, rattle. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey, Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, click! Yes, it opens!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We could have had that whole past conversation outside of the dump. Where probably smells nicer. You guys. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death, deadly life. Whee! It's chapter 6 and there's 6 of us left. Coincidence? After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Ah! I can see up her butt! Kind of. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? Sorry, I tied my hair too tight and now my head's hurting. Oh, it's a bit. How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family's creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains... Before I came here, when was looking up info, cool typo, about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I didn't knowing it was something a true kitty-giddy detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future,
However,
but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. As young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the world. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. Still can do that. Whatever. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However,
But there's one thing I could never forgive. Really?
so...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. A shadow had been following me my entire life. Sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I mean, he kinda already ditched you, so you don't have to do this, girl. Whatever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. Sorry. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. That's scary! Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's
A
right.
dinosaur story. Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out... And I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So
Then
then,
let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
in other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying that rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry, what you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Should I bother going to the school store? Yeah, why not? I don't know if there's gonna be free time. Let's use the doohickey. Give it a shot. Right, let's give it a shot. Whoa, that looks new. Nope, I guess not. Scissors! Chips. I realize it's not a bad thing to get repeats because multiple characters might like the same things, or you could just give the same item over and over to the same character. So. I fell asleep. How far did you make it? I got out of the trash chute. Ooh, that was a new item. That's a new item. Or a dandelion. A thong again. Who likes that? Oh, that's so cute! That worm! Oh my gosh, that's creepy doll. Golden suit. Lucky! Give me 3 things. Oh, another crystal skull. Okay, now I'll just only use 2 coins each. Maximize the number of items. Whoa, that looks new. I want those! Bunny earmuffs! Sword and last 2 coins. Cool! Bye. And out of coins. Yes. Save some coins? I'm sorry, I used it all. You'll need it to unlock the water scenario. But at the end of this, whatchamacallit, trial, shouldn't I get more coins? I got greedy! I wanted more items!
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
Well now, well now.
Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I
But Makoto's supposed to be dead!
believe it.
What's he doing here?
That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What? So what if I did? What will you do?
If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again. And this time, I won't leave anything to chance.
Kyoko!
Right.
Do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
no.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right?
Huh?
I lose?
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as a blackened and then executed, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Oops, you'll probably get more coins. I hope I get more coins. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukoto. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right?
And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well,
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that.
What is this, a rock comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
what the heck?
Yeah, he expected for Aoi to have 3 kids. No, leave Aoi alone.
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have
then I
to
suggest
do.
you take my advice.
So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukoto's trial over again. Only this time, you followed the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukoto's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word.
Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed.
Very.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you've suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You
If
guys!
you do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? And I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can
Let's have
barely
one
contain
final
myself!
grisly showdown.
He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here.
All the mysteries.
That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can
then that'll
barely
be enough to
contain
qualify
myself.
as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along.
Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukoto's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that,
We'll all face execution, right?
I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me?
We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement?
You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukoto is no exception to that.
I might have to. Looks like. Huh? Mukoto's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukoto.
It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But, okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
What?
Listen,
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you?
Why so mad?
whew,
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here.
Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go?
I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Sure, I have to talk to her. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true.
whew,
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so...
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
Because...
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So when was it the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen,
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words...
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that... A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
It would
The
seem...
mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words...
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that. Try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words...
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
At the very
At the-
least...
That's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
Indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all the proper rules to get me killed. But again, she wasn't the actual killer, so the mastermind, everyone would have died anyway. I mean, whatever. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then they made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion?
Indeed.
To prove the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words...
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. Oh, so they know they violated it, and that's why they're letting us do this now. Okay, got it. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
However,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. He let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time,
correct.
or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Right now, we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Dormitory. Do I have to go into the room? Check out Toko's room. Wait, Owie! How do I turn the camera faster? This is Hina's room. Is she inside? Knock knock.
Hey,
I don't think she's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. Oh, okay, so I guess I have to knock on everyone's door. Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you.
hey,
Doesn't look like anyone's inside. Three's company. Let's check on Toko. Probably not there.
hey,
Or Byakuya's room.
hey,
Okay, are they all in the dining room? Or in the bathhouse? Not here! And suddenly we were greeted with... What? Oh no, they're going Doki Doki on me. You again. Is he broken?
whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Okay, geez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it, that's Makoto!
You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
You're a stubborn little
I'm
cockroach.
just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. Ah, it's Makoto. He smells like wet dog. Get away! Shoo! Shoo! And in a flash, my tears dried up. Let me take a shower! So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. So there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find new clues? You stink. Are you rotten? Rotten physically, mentally, everywhere you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. Oh my gosh, Toko. I win. He seems happy for some reason. Good for you, Toko. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they've had their lives saved by a computer program.
Hmm.
I imagine it was a learning experience for you. Whatever that means, cool, dude.
Yo,
Makoto, what was like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit world.
you know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo?
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain everything to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you. Please, just summarize it. I don't want to go through it all again. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Huh? Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh? What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you.
Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuto?
That's right.
It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do. Did what he had to stop it. Oh, did what he had to stop it. Okay. My bad.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What
You
did you
spotted
say?
the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just, was
However-
a decent person. But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later.
So knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind?
But there's more to it than that, correct?
Yeah.
For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Every last mystery.
But
But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone! Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with the way things are. I'm fine with living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one
Interesting.
decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Mukuro, and the school mysteries.
It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. If we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
I
can't agree with the idea of us working together with everyone. Can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing. Here's a but killing game began with 16 students. 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
Huh? But why?
So in
If
other
the mastermind
words,
really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot into school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game.
Then the mastermind is...
There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro, and you get 16. So the mastermind would have had to be one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
no way.
You can't be serious.
Wait, we can't say that for sure. We can't say for sure. That's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're like an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right.
Then maybe
right?
Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. The morning time?
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
Time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my
At this
family.
point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master! He didn't take me with him! Do
Hey.
you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. What? Or coffee. So nothing. You're totally useless. So bye. That took a trust out of the dining hall. Now she's gone. You're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Wah, 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 wah. Laughing loudly, Hina left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? Guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
cause,
But
I mean,
up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died.
Huh?
Makoto, that's really nice of you to say.
but,
But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
okay.
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
I thought she was gonna go off alone though. So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we could get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then,
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
No matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. That's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukoto's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukoto Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where that gate was down. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Places to check has been added. Oh my gosh, I don't remember all those places. I hope they have at least a... Yes, they do have exclamation points. Nice. What? I hope I could check them like out of order. Huh? It's gone. Mukuro's body. It's not here. Wait, can I leave? I'm sure there's more around here I need to check. Well, if her body's not here, what am I checking? Oh, I got a coin! Sprinkler control. Let's check the chickens. Still 4. Let's check the shed. Maybe the body's inside the tool shed. I better check just to be sure. Didn't find anything even close to a dead body. But if it's not in here either, then it must be. I had no idea where. But corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's one other thing. That tarp. A tarp played a key role in another case, so I better look into it. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet. Which means the killer might have left some clue behind here. Huh? I didn't notice before, but there's a small stamp on one corner of the tarp. It says Biolab. And this originally came from the Biolab? Tarp has been added. Oh. Leave! The plant eat the body? Because the plant can eat anything. Is there any remains? That's all I needed to check. Never mind. Then dojo. Oh, Toko, so this is where you were.
What do you want?
Am I so disgusting you want me out of your sight? No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you'd found a clue. Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything. Not a single clue. I figured since this place was related to the case, it would have had something, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give back! Give me back my precious time! Calm down, Toko.
What's your
Don't tell me to calm
problem?
down. Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless, good for nothing. Nobody's gonna say that. Master will. I'm not sure I can disagree with that. I don't want that. I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why won't anyone accept me? Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm gonna get going. Ah! Oh, there's nothing here. Then we go to the biolab. So everything in here is totally new to me. Well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. And on the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. But on the other side... What do you mean? Oh, it's so cold. Why is it so cold in here? That's the first thing I need to figure out. Oh, these are not on. The heck? Oh! That's where all the bodies of our dead friends are! There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. I've seen something like this before. That's it, I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does that mean this biolab is actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around. Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. It looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver, and the blue light will let you know the automated systems have activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. This is the instruction manual for the fridge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 6 of us left. So... and there were 16 students. So that means one student didn't actually die. And that person is the mastermind. Or I'm just crazy. There's a stack of tarps here. I've been seeing a lot of those things lately. That's why I came in here, Mock. What? Icicles hanging from the monitor. The rails count. What else am I supposed to see here? Do I examine these again? There's some kind of weird machine. Only the ones on the left. Right hand lights are off. While looking around, I think I get it. It seems clear to me now. It was a makeshift morgue. Biolab sequence. And all about those lights by each slot. It looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on, which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of those victims is... I can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I could do for everyone who's died. That's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. I can do it. And then there was the headmaster. Headmaster. Get me to the data center. One of those fridges is holding a tub of butter. All that for a tub of butter. But hey, at least it's staying fresh.
Hey, Makoto.
Are you here to look around too? Is that what you're doing here?
Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door.
Yeah,
But I figured, if all the doors in the school had been unlocked, that one should be open too, right?
but...
Although I couldn't bring myself to open it. Because it might explode, right? And that really sucked. So, you open it.
I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. Okay, so I guess I'll open it.
Ah!
Wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Hina raced over to a nearby desk and hid underneath it. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? Alright, there goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than expected. Whoa. What is this, the control room for Silent Hill 2? There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was...
Huh?
Whoa, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top though, like some kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi'd probably freak out if he saw it. Cockpit. So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. Then could that mean...
Okay.
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons.
Hold on, you can't just or whatever something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel. Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Hina, what did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button that says Data Center. Data Center? I took a good look at the control panel, and I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it. And just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That must be the one she pushed. But the Data Center, that's right next door. The room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. I'd probably better go check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here.
Oh, Monokuma's, probably in there. That's how the Monokumas pop up. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Yep. That Monokuma? Hey!
Roar! Give me all your donuts!
that you, Hina?
What?
Aw, man, busted. How did you know?
Say what?
Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup?
You don't even know what you're controlling?
Hello.
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
Ah, guess what I found? A self-destruct button.
Whatever you do, don't push it.
Too bad.
Aw, man.
Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it and the control panel inside.
Ah,
Whoa, hey Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma.
huh?
Huh? What do you mean? What you were controlling just now. It was Monokuma.
Huh?
Monokuma?
Oh,
What? For real? Yep, it looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyoko Stereo's right.
but
if the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school the whole time, right?
I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true,
It's a fairly polar, here's a hinge, goes killing 60 students, 60 students!
then the mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer, really is the 16th student? No, it can't be. There's no way, right? There is a way! There were only 9 lights on the morgue!
What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like the face you're making.
Oh no, it's nothing.
Oh, okay.
What about you? Is everything okay?
Oh, well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something?
I can't say it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not true.
So, like,
so,
you wanna leave soon? There's still lots of other places to check out.
Yeah, good point. Can't waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you wanna get going?
Yeah.
Wait, there's nothing else to examine here? There's a hatch.
What's wrong, Makoto? Let's hurry up and get out of here.
Or is it the face? Okay, really. I guess that's it. Click! As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that? The door just locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. Rattle, rattle. You're right, it's locked. But why?
Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted.
Monokuma?
just a second.
Hey, no fair. You can't just go around restricting whatever you feel like.
Hey.
It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving.
And that room?
Yep.
As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are.
So right now you're being operated by someone in that room?
Yes, indeed.
Rectamundo.
You're a
But
liar.
that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there. We didn't see anyone. That's why I wanted to examine the hatch.
Oh, you didn't, did you?
Are you sure you're as thorough as you could have been?
Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch?
No way. The hatch on the floor? I tried, but Hina was like, let's go.
Too bad. That was your one big chance and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, that hatch can't be open from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace!
He's gone, but
So,
on the truth, the mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure.
Huh?
Then what I said, you should leave, well, that hatch couldn't be open from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Anyway, it kinda is your fault. I wanted to examine it more, but whatever. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left.
You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice. You've got me all motivated again.
You got it.
Okay, I'm out. See you later.
Hina took off at a full sprint, and I have to do what I can too. That's the only way forward. I'm getting real sleepy. Master's room. But I want to finish this game. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself. Ah, Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya.
Come on.
Hey,
not
Makoto. Are
possible.
you ignoring me? You think I'll forgive that just because you're you?
Such ignorance.
We get out of here, remember this moment. Talk to you lame butt. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious desk. Class number 78 student registry? It contains profiles for all of us and Mukuro.
So in other
Apparently,
words,
class 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room,
I see.
that's right, it also mentioned class 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in there along with hers,
In other words,
there can be no doubt Mukuro was a student here at Hope's Peak Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry. Huh? What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled. She must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. What's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page? Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
so in other words,
When it comes to this profile, there was more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have. What kind of information is it? Why do you have to ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? You asked me to explain every little thing in the trial, you brat! It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself. I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us an interesting clue. Let's keep going. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. Mukuro reappeared suddenly and in the background and edit quotes close but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. And I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir, when she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro was a part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro.
what?
What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within that file you should note. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before? Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that picture. So she was hidden since the beginning. Because when the 15 students were introduced to us, I don't remember seeing her. Sorry, I got a message. A girl who seemed to be included as part of our class 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. That's it! 97? Holy moly! When I was in high school, I was 114. And I'm 5'6". Holy moly. And it even lists her vitals. 31, 22, 32. Well, what do you think? What do I think? You ask me, like, if she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is, maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse, and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean... Wait, is he trying to say... There's a chance the body isn't actually Mukuro? Is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible. But it wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. But the body's gone. I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Oh, and one last thing. It's a bit of advice from me to you, so I suggest you pay attention. Advice from me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot to help me. Well, don't put too much faith in her. Huh?
In other words...
The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. Hunch? But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. I'll keep it in mind. Thanks. I can examine everything now! Class 78 student registry. Apparently that's us. It has profiles on me and everyone I met at the beginning, and Bukuro. Just like us, Bukuro was apparently a new student here at Hope's Peak. Bukuro Ikusaba, part of the Ultimate Despair. Which means her and the Mastermind should have been allies. But then, why would the Mastermind kill her? Weren't they friends? Oh wait, I need to send off a quick message. What else can I examine? The paper strewn on the floor. There are documents scattered all over the floor. Somehow it makes me feel anxious. Oh, that's Rubik Meyer. Trophies. Case? Okay. Bookshelf seems really well made, filled with files and thick books. Okay, bye! And then... where else? Map. I think last place was dorm? Okay. Oh, do I have to like go up to the... I think I have to go to the dorm. Then the way up. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. This is the second floor of the dorms? It looks like some ancient ruins. Or no, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. Ooh, creepy. This looks like the only room I can go in. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore, it's just garbage. There's also blood on it, man! I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Then why am I here? Maybe I'm not supposed to be in. Wait. We run to the... Oh, that's the men's room. It has a giraffe! This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hope's Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. It looks like this locker is already broken. I have to check every single freaking locker! I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took my handbook and ran it across the card reader. Then, there's no luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. No, I didn't want that one. Yeah. This thing. Okay, nope, it's just locked. So, I'm pretty sure if I examine one of those, maybe I'll get a Monokuma. Or maybe one of them. Fine, I'll check them all just in case one of them does open up. This is annoying. Oh, yeah, a coin. Cool. Locker. This locker. Hey, at least I'm getting coins. No, I didn't want that one. These lockers are annoying. You know what? I'm leaving. Bye. There we are. Sorry if I'm like talking less. My energy is starting to drain. But I really want to finish this. My headphones are feeling tight too. This room doesn't feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one regret. I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? Kyoko looks almost meek right now. You must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Well, I want to check out this computer! There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would
Whoever
seem...
used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some research results left on it. And we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair.
However...
There's not much though, nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but it instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Nothing much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete kitty failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
Correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have. What else? Door. There's a strange gap in the wall. Is there some kind of design mistake or a construction defect or something?
So...
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this room. Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on a PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All I know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. Can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. And I think about how much time I wasted on this. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we could assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. Sure, she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it just to be sure?
Well,
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. No, I want to snoop more! A chair! The desk! A coin! A PC! You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
hey,
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay, in that case, there goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... Beep, kern. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. A present! Oh, that's her as a baby! Hey, Kyoko? I may as well not have even been in the room. Her gaze was fixed only on one thing. A present, wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. I'm gonna look at the photo. I better check out that suspicious present before I do anything. Okay. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why? Do you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway,
Sorry, I need to message. Just don't scream or anything, okay? You saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath and took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. Little hesitant glass inside, and... Koko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. Ah! What was in the box? It was bones! Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? What did you think? Just as you thought, how could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there, human bones!
Wrong.
Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing, a dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box? Those bones. That body. That's my father. How would you know? It's frickin' bones! Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The man she's been searching for? Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may have a mastermind. Headmaster. Kiki. Only the students. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. Where you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume.
In other words...
that most likely my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That was my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility, but I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chance. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Dead bones! This is filing cabinet seems like the kind of place you'd find a clue. I should take a closer look, but I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger touching her dad's stuff.
Hey.
It's fine, check whatever you want. Sure? Okay then. I went through each drawer one by one, starting from... but all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
Well?
Just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind.
Now...
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. Sure, he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. Not the picture! Look at this graph. Oh, this picture! It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko!
Why would you...
Oh, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past. And yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time. He must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Why was that added to the bullets? Headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want it to, check.
Hey, because...
Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
Handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what that is. I think you're probably right.
It would seem...
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Oh, but Kyoko... I don't need it. If you want it, go ahead and leave. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is this really okay? Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you that. And I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Did you leave? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko, don't worry. I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko? You told me before about the relationship you have with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But... maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he'll hope to see me again. Someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. A game theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, of what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway...
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please give me time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. How do people stream for a whole day? I'm like slowly sinking into my chair. Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt that Mastermind performed that evil deed. He killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. Killed him. Headmaster is dead. One leading Hope's Peak staff who isolate you was the Hope's Peak headmaster. That same person may very well be the mastermind. According to the late 30s, he's somewhere in the school right now. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity is a student. Yes, we get it. It's a student. Stop this third time. 15 of us met in a main hall. Add Mukuro to the mix and you get 16. Including me, only 6 of us are alive. Everyone else is dead. Except for one of them. One of them's alive. Oh, the flashing lights. I can't do it. Even Mukuro. Stop it! Oh gosh. Freaking seizure warning. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are... Oh my gosh, stop it. Me. Yakuya. Hiro. Kyoko. Ina. Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. Makoto, you dumb! There's 7 uncolored bridges. Someone's alive. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. Just has to be. You fool. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go back to the locker room now that I have the e-handbook. It takes me forever to just turn around. Oh wait, this is the locker room. Where am I going? Now give me stuff. Pretty similar card reader. You have to use your e-handbook. Let's give it a try. Take my handbook. And then biz. No luck. Maybe luck. Oh, wait, but what about the emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. Oh my gosh, you have to interact with it again. Stupid. But what's happening? Let's like what we got inside. This thing is practically empty. Practically, but there's still something in there. There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. There's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I better take a look. Looks like a girl's handwriting, and all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been very meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. Just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what... What? Her father? So, what? The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world, serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. Hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. But that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. Oh my gosh, that's Kyoko's. This can't be- But how? We just entered the school. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. Just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned through the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. When I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind. It started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. Okay, couldn't read the rest. There's a second despair. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? How do I open all the other lockers? Dang. Ah, just in case, I'm gonna interact with all of it. They're all just gonna be. Okay, so it was just that one. All the other intact locker. Yeah, I think it was just that one. Whoa! This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This looks like Hiro would use it. This is a crystal ball. A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order, and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuffed this didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible. I picked up one of the notebooks I saw, but the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. It is Hiro's! What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hakakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. Which would mean he attended classes here. No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. We were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So, but... if Kyoko and Hiro have their notebooks here, but we also have some photos that we took. And then Monokuma snatched away. How? What is this notebook? Locker notebook has been added to it. Deck of playing cards. No, they're tarot cards. But wait, aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? But the more I see, the less sense it makes. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation, but if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. I think I'm done here. And I examined everywhere. Yeah, ding dong, bing bong.
Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
What? Now he wants to give us a hint? It's suspicious, there's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that, I have to go to the gym, right? Oh, hey, Hiro. Whoa, Makoto. Why'd you act so surprised? Oh, no reason. You heard Monokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him? What'd he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hiro, wait! There's no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hiro? It was like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding something this whole time? Having my headphones on like this started to hurt my jaw, but having it on normally hurts my head. What do I do? Put it around my neck.
I am Monokuma!
Hello, welcome. Hello, are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you. Envelope. This must be the envelope. And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. What? Don't worry, just get on with it. Monokuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found was a single photograph. Junko's face is covered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Where am I? Pictured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. It was everyone who come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me. Wait, but there's someone behind Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. If that's not true, I do recognize her. That's right, when Byaka and I were in the headmaster's room, we looked at that file. Mukuro Ikusaba. And this girl is... What? Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? And even more than that. Why is Junko's face covered? Just having everyone here pose like this is weird enough by itself. We're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. I mean, aren't we already wearing matching uniforms? Oh no. Aoi is wearing like sports stuff. Koko's wearing a different style uniform. Huh. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not in the picture. Is he taking the picture? I'm the only one not there. The picture has all 15 other students, but not me. I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived at Hope's Peak Academy. So it's natural for me not to be in this picture. What's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me and didn't know each other till they got here. But if this picture is real, then could it be everyone else and just me? Everyone here except me is... How long are you gonna keep up this rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
What are you gonna
You're getting in the
do?
way standing there, you know? Get out! But I told you, I'm not fielding any questions. What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field. I guess that means he's done talking. Damn it. So in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. With that confusion in hand, I left the gym. I can't wait to get to the trial part so that I stop talking as much. My face is hurting. Ooh. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse? But it looks so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear all this up. No, I have to clear all this up. Guess I could just, like, the break back later to the street. Anyways, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Whew.
Okay, let's keep trucking on. Why does my... It's like my cheekbones hurt. Maybe it's only because I had my head... Ugh. Let's go. Where am I going? Okay. Like dining. So this is where you've been hiding. Listen, I was hoping to talk to you. Oh! Makoto! Sorry, gotta go! What? Ran off so fast I didn't even have time to ask her to stop. You know. Why? Why don't you talk to me? Oh, I'm thinking because I wasn't in the photo, they think I'm the mastermind. Wait. People here? Hey, Hiro. Makoto, what's going on with you? Every time I freak out like that. Oh, no, sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Okay, he ran off like a terrified rabbit. So what's wrong? I wasn't able to talk to him about the notebook, I think. Like he was avoiding me. He was afraid of me. Hi. To the lab! Get me at least to the trial section and then I'll take a... I decided to visit the biolab one more time. The first thing I saw when I got there. Her passed out again. Huh? Toko? She opened the fridge. Toko, are you okay? No, she's not dead, is she? Bah. Cold? It's super cold. It's so cold I think I might catch cold. You keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will.
I see! What? I was asleep? Ah, I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me, getting all excited, weren't you?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, then
Have
what?
you reached
Hot and
that
bothered?
certain
Straight up horny?
age?
Okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know. Last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What you did to Miss Morose? Oh, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch.
Bingo bazinga! We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate.
You
And don't
SOB!
say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. 'Cause even if she forgets it, I totally remember.
Yes!
So it's like double memory.
Oh no, it's more like half.
Huh? But all I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me now or I slit your throat.
I don't know. I'm sure Byakuya's around somewhere doing his own investigation.
Yes.
By himself?
I assume so.
I knew
I'm
it.
on
I totally knew
fire.
it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master.
Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely he must be right now. Genocide Jack shot off, her eerie laughter echoing. I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, there's no point asking Genocide Jack anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? Gotta be some reason for it. Like the open fridge! The fridge is open! And I'm sure they were all shut tight last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
Faint so easily. Yoko!
Makoto.
Getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
Sorry if I made you work. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen.
But listen, about this room. Oh yeah, it's...
It would seem...
morgue. Yeah,
I knew it.
expected as much. Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and... oh, there you have it. You knew she fainted?
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason...
It would seem...
I imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened the spot there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why's everything gotta be so difficult?
Anyway...
Anyway, we should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched. But suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Mukoto's body is in... Mukoto's corpse? Mukoto's body is inside the fridge?
I see.
It's like every other time. Mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. Mastermind did it? Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So...
Maybe right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time. I'm going to grab the mastermind. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as Wait over there? That's it? Fridge meant for storing dead bodies. Can't do it. Can't look inside! Look inside! Ask Kyoko about that group photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I wanted to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier. The one about the hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would just be to confuse us to cloud our judgment. I can solve this mystery on my own without whatever hints he'd have to offer. That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at I don't think she's hiding anything from me. You right? Did the mastermind forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. Last two. Oh. No, not the group photo. I wanted to ask about her notebook. Let's examine the body again now. Okay. Listen. Importantly, what? Carp. Yes, same one as I found in the garden tool shed, and if I remember that tarp had a stamp on it that said Biolab. That's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. At some point, someone got it from the Biolab and took it over there. Tarp. Okay, so then it was the mastermind that moved the body because they were the only one who had access to the Biolab, unless it was Kyoko who had that Monokuma special tool. But we just said it wasn't her, it was the mastermind. Now do I talk to you, Kyoko? No, not the group photo. Look at this graph. Sleep. Can't leave with the things they are right now. What the freak do you mean? I blurred the blue lights.
It would seem...
The spot is occupied, yes. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around the number of lights that are on, including Mukoto's, there's 9 in all. 9? 9 lights? Yes, I figured that out earlier, you fool. Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Geez, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anyone could do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report. Did you find anything?
Indeed.
Pay careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood, and it's highly likely that the stomach wound and the blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? Burnt tissue made things a little difficult. I'm completely confident in my... That means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is... Were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed with a single knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object. Excuse me. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days. Only other option is the other wounds, but the file said they were old.
Is that right?
Where does it say they're old? Huh?
Because...
All the Monokuma file says is that they were inflicted at least several days ago. Guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
The difference is immense considering the impression they give.
Listen.
Equating several days old with simply old.
However...
That doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds make it seem like they've been there forever. Like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? If the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
So then...
But what if Mukoto herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
At the very least.
Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? I've meant.
Right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers, just like that the ideal detective begins by imagining possible scenarios as
In other words,
they envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and then as they investigate, they test what they find against possibility. And of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any that detective. Beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, keep it in mind for the
hey,
Okay, what? Okay. If there's anything else you want to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. Come to think of it, there was one. Earlier when I was looking at Mukoto's profile, it looked her height and weight.
so
5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds, vitals were 31. Did I get all that right? Remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. So then,
indeed.
don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. Absolutely.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case, without a doubt, Mukoto.
And
Is that all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
so then,
It looks like we have no further business. Get it going. It's kind of chill. But wait, are we not gonna put the body back? It's kind of sad leaving it out like this.
why?
Sad. Forget, she was our enemy once. Part of the ultimate. Still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey,
Have you ever heard the phrase "you reap what you sow"? Yeah, but still,
whew,
really are naive. You get that? Really quite appalled. She could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. Someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
so
I
then,
think we've done all we can do. Back to our separate investigation. Yes. Ah, hold on. Still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. If I don't do it now. Just keep talking to her! Hey Kyoko, I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
what?
Go ahead then, out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
What? So,
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers up on the second floor of the dorms?
indeed.
I do, yes. But to get into any of the lockers, you need the handbook of the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency handbook,
I see.
the one you found in the headmaster's hit.
And?
So, did you find anything worthwhile in the locker? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because...
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? Can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access to the locker. If I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in the locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster, about your father.
what? If that's
Does
true...
that mean that video is real too? Video?
Makoto.
I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive. Although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we. What are you talking about?
I
need to go investigate the lockers. Confirm what you just said with. Oh, let me give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can.
So...
That won't be. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Locker?
Makoto.
Watch this. E was class 78, urgent interview.
So...
Found it in that hidden room after you.
Anyway...
I don't have time to explain exactly what it means, so just watch it. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in case none of us have. None of this makes sense right now. I guess that means some important clue on this detail.
Makoto.
Oh, and now it's my turn. You have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble?
In other words...
Well, as it turns out, the arrangements I'd made, thick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything. My own feeling. Talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask. The rest of my life. And all because of the mastermind.
However...
But there's one thing I am sure of. I'm already in the end. Hello, Hilton, Areko. Thanks for joining. Yeah, this is the investigation part of Chapter 6. And I've been streaming since almost 5 hours ago. And sorry I'm like slouching in my chair. I'm getting so tired. I was holding my cheekbone earlier because my jaw was hurting. this was helping to but okay, so I thought it was crazy that whatchamacallit, these kids came into school and then they were immediately thrown into this killing game. But Kyoko's dad was definitely alive. I'm assuming he was alive at the beginning of the game. But when we found him now, he's bones. And if you want to decay into bones, I feel like it takes a long time for it to decay. Because after we entered the school, we all fell unconscious. And we assumed a day had passed. But what if more time had passed? Or I'm being ridiculous. But how would he be dead? Bones! What the heck? First time playing? It is my first time playing. What are your thoughts of the game until now? It's crazy, but also just like everyone has an ultimate attribute, like ultimate baseball star, ultimate fanfic writer, ultimate biker gang leader, but none of the ultimate attributes were actually applied except for the first murder. Then all the other ones, it's just like shock value, here you go. So I'm just like, what's the point of having all those ultimate attributes then? But then also, like, I'm playing on easy mode because I didn't know what to expect for the game. So going through the trials in the beginning was pretty easy, and I'm like, yeah, everything's very straightforward. But now that it's like getting to the end of the game, they're throwing in more choices, so I'm just like, ah! It's interesting, but I'm still like confused about some stuff though, because it's just like, what? It seems like we're in this killing game because the mastermind wants to broadcast despair to the world, and seeing the ultimate hope of the future kill off each other. It's just like, haha, despair. But I feel like if you really are in despair, like, these people seem to be having too much fun bringing despair to people. And I'm like, if you're actually in despair, you're not thinking up of all this. So you wouldn't actually be the ultimate despair. You'd be the ultimate, not psychopaths, not sociopaths, but like someone who like enjoys hurting, tormenting other people. The ultimate torturer? It wouldn't be. But maybe again, that's a translation thing between Japanese and English, and so the best we can think of is despair. I don't know. Things seem to be getting real crazy, and I really want to get up to at least a trial portion so that I could take a break from streaming, rest my face, eat some real food, maybe come back to it. But yeah, let's keep going. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. Just one more reason to follow through on that. Toko's eyes burned with the fire of determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness. Wait a minute! No, okay, screw the time skip. Because we're all still the same age. So it hasn't been years. But then how's the headmaster dead? And Bones? Okay, anyways. I'm gonna learn a lesson. My father found happiness.
Why?
Why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? Ridiculous, there's no understanding it. Let out a small laugh as she said. My mouth was filled with sorrow.
Whew.
That's it for my rambling. Still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
Peace of mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering. Whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
The truth to uncover is filled with hopelessness. Still can't give up hope. Absolutely not. Because all I can do, keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then,
Anyway, I need to get going. See you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I better get going myself. I got that DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth. No matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if the worst truth in the world. I can't afford to lose. AV room was on the... That's the archive. Do I have to talk to Byakuya? Probably. Oh. Archive. In the library. Is he also gonna be like, get away from me? Oh, Byakuya! Listen, do you think we could talk? Byakuya?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Hey, Byakuya, wait! Of course he didn't, he just walked away. What the? How is he acting like that? Just purposely trying to avoid me. Yep, everyone thinks I'm the mastermind because I'm not in that group photo. But again, what if I'm the one who took the photo? Ooh. You ever good thing about that, guys? Physics lab. AV. Reku. Oh. AV. Wait, AV room's on the first floor, right? Oh, just... AV. Should be able to play DVDs just fine. Well then I better take a look. The DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. Said that it was playing but nothing appeared on screen. Stared into the black of the night. Must have only been a few seconds. To me it felt like an eternity. Then all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka! It took me by total surprise. I haven't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of the man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
Sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of your life in the school? Accept. What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this.
Sayaka is like...
Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
So we did see the headmaster, but now he has bones! How much time passed? As if on cue, that's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up till now. Only this. I simply couldn't comprehend what I'd heard. I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with friends again. She wanted that so bad she tried to frame me for murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? I sat there thinking about it and I noticed a sudden light. The monitor, the video I thought was finished, flashed back on. My eyes darted back to the screen. And if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Huh? What I saw was me. Possibly, undeniably me.
So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But the I in the here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. No memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk to him.
Now, shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
Can't be real. I said yes?
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Once again, the video cut out. There, the video repeated on the same scene again and again with the others. Takuya, Coco, everyone. They all said that they agreed to live in this forever. Then Coco. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. Sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father. When he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone. Accepted a life with him. This Kyoko's interview was wrapping up. Monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just a monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Say what?
Oopsie, looks like it broke. Out of service.
What? It just so happened to break just now?
Too bad.
Now then, doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right?
Failure, you cut the power on purpose. Whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it'd just be more of the same. He'd ask them the question, and they'd all say yes. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge, exasperated sigh. But as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation with him. Disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I'd forgotten. I remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It's much you could. Convenient outcome. Something that seemed to obviously work in favor of the... Does that mean I lost my memory too? What about the others? We all forgotten? Or... interviewed? Please, trial. I need a break.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black, there is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is a promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again, because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.
I see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. Last time all our lives will be on the line. Last time hope and despair are on the line. But that's not true because there's 3 games. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. I know there's gonna be a lot of talking before the trial starts. Guess I'm the first one this time.
Makoto,
You're early, Makoto.
listen.
That mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. Where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However,
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. Just like she said. Yakuya. Yakuya? They arrived one after another. They were all in the same state of shock. No? Silence. It wasn't any normal silence. Deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like first class trial.
You called for me and so I appear.
I'm late!
I'm on
Strong silent master, so wonderful, so cool, so hot, my loins are ablaze.
Yes!
Now listen, everything will do just fine if you leave it to me.
My beautiful
With my scissors-sharp scissors in hand, I'll stand and gouge and shiv the master out of evil. Wait, the master of evil.
But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys.
It is what the master wants. It can be boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it.
Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling.
Is everyone here? Ooh, and wearing our gloomy ghost faces, I see.
Well now.
Okay, well then, let's begin.
Thrills, chills, kills!
This final class trial is gonna be slathered in pitch black despair, climax, and sorrow.
that's fine.
You're right, this is the final class trial, and this time it'll be fair.
What do you mean this time? Not with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know. If there wasn't a Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square.
Today,
And I'll
I'm
make sure
feeling
everyone
white.
watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of your tedious dribble. Begin the trial already.
Sure. Let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below.
You
Don't
guys.
try and run away.
Laughing as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever.
In the name of
This will
my
be over in
family.
no time. With an inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. Just disappeared into the...
Hey,
Acting like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
however,
You know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
however,
Well, you can tell us about it soon. That trial. You're right, I'm ready.
so...
Ready to win, right? Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. Then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. I started making my way toward the opening. Step after step, toward that gate. I'd resolved that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed my trembling. Finally, on steady leg. I passed the threshold. Without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper. Deeper, deeper, deeper still. Deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. Been on this elevator before, guys. You now closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound too. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later? Felt the gentle vibration of the elevator. Slowly opened my eyes. Oh, it's back to normal. Wait, this isn't normal. This is the final trial site?
What do you think? Isn't it just the perfect background for deciding a person's fate?
Yeah!
It's the long-awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle. And I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Well then, let's begin!
Yes! Okay. I know I said I was going to power through. My face hurts so much, and I think it's from all the talking and all the time I had the headphones on my head. So, I'm going to end stream here. I'll try taking like a 2-hour break for like dinner and stuff. And I'll see if I wanna either finish this game tonight or if I'll stream tomorrow night. But I really need to give my face a break. But yeah. That's the plan for now. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Hopefully it'll be later tonight. Stay toasty.